Today is the day. Today is when everything stops and a new beginning begins. Today is when you stop looking at the world pissed off and angry and look at it as a beautiful place where anything can happen. 'Cause right now, in this moment, is the backseat therapy session. And with that, let's begin. Hi! Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Backseat Therapy Session. And this episode is provided to you from the backseat of my car, because that's where all the magic happens. I want to talk to you guys today, whoever's listening to the universe, an epiphany I had. I decided to ask myself a very important question. I've been doing a lot of research about ayahuasca, which, if you don't know, is a spiritual drug, which is basically a liquid form of DMT. DMT is dimethyltryptamine, which is found in every living thing, humans, animals, plants, trees, and it is to be said that when you die, all those chemicals form inside of your head and then transport you to another place. But it also works if you smoke DMT, you will also be transformed into another place. There is a wonderful documentary on Netflix called The DMT, The Spirit Molecule, if you want to know more about it. Anyways, ayahuasca is like a liquid tea form of DMT, and it is said that if you were to drink it, it's about a 36-hour trip of mainly you throwing up, but also it's very spiritual, and it tells you kind of like your purpose, or it's supposed to kind of be this giant spiritual trip for you, if you will. And where I got information from was Audrey Marcus, who does have his own podcast, which I have said before. He talked about how one of his trips, he was talking about how ayahuasca told him that he was basically nothing, that he was gum on the shoe of the universe. And that was the hardest part of his trip, because basically to survive ayahuasca, not that you'll die from it, just a way to make it seem less intense, is you have to accept everything. And Audrey did not want to accept that he was just nothing. He didn't want to accept that he was just gum of the universe's shoe. And with that, I asked myself, if I were to take ayahuasca, what is something that it would tell me that I wouldn't be okay with accepting? And as I started to think about it, I kind of imagined myself in a jungle, just taking it, fast forwarding through all the throwing up, and I was in this kind of jungle. And again, this is all from my imagination. Just saying, like, I did not take ayahuasca. This is just my imagination. This is basically if you do a story. If this is too much or whatever. Anyways, and I was sitting in this kind of jungle area, and ayahuasca took form of Audrey Marcus, Joe Rogan, Brendan Schaub, and Brian Callen. Just kind of like real quick and stuff. And it basically told me that I will be nothing like these people I look up to. That I will not inspire anyone. That I will just continue to be this 5'3" chubby dummy. And it was kind of weird how my brain took me there instantly. Like, I knew that deep down my insecurities would tell me, you will be nothing like the people that inspire you. You will be nothing like the people who motivate you. You will be nothing like the people that you wish you were to be. And it frightens me now, just because I don't want to accept that. I want to, 10 years from now, to be sitting and listening to this episode in my car going, wow, I have transformed so much. I am the person I want to be. And it's very frightening for me, because I do not want to be this 5'3" chubby dummy. I want to be this 5'3" thin, smart person. that people look up to, and that people go for inspiration or advice. And after getting all kind of just like, wow, who would have thought my brain could do that for me, I just kind of realized that I have a lot to work through when it comes to my insecurities. I think on a daily basis that I'm the bee's knees, that I'm amazing, but it turns out there's a lot of things that are dragging me down. And I guess the only way I always thought nighttime was the worst time, because the nighttime always brings out the negativity in me. It always brings out the insecurities. And it's just one of the things that I don't know what it is with insecurities. I don't know how they work. I don't know if they go away or if you just accept them, or I know you don't give them power. I know you don't agree with them, but I don't know how they work. That's one of the things I don't know. How do they work? So I kind of took it upon myself to, I guess, fix these insecurities. One of the biggest things I'm having that problem with is being short. Like, on a day-to-day basis, I don't care if I'm short. I forget there's taller people out there than me. I assume everyone's my height. Which is weird, because when you realize there's a taller person, you go, oh right, you exist. But anyways, I don't know how to deal with that insecurity of being short. I feel that's where, I guess you could say, quote-unquote, love comes in. If there are people that surround you, who love you, who tell you that just because you're short, it doesn't mean anything. But I hope there's something more to it. I hope there's something more that I can do for myself, where I don't need to rely on others to tell me that I don't need to be tall. But I also don't want people to assume all the time that I'm complaining that I'm short. Most of the time in my life, I do not care. To be completely 100% honest, just to throw it out there, the only time I'm insecure about my height is when I'm around taller, much more masculine men, as well as attractive females, women, chicks, whatever you want to throw in there. Because girls are always like looking for that tall dude. I don't meet that one requirement, and I feel that takes away from me being, for just going like, hey, I also do other things. Like, just because I'm short, I guess you don't want to hear this crazy story that is my life. That I do this podcast in my car. That I'm a stand-up comic. That I'm designing my own t-shirts. That I'm currently trying to work on a mixtape to sell. That I have a 15-minute set in a couple of weeks. That I have dreams and aspirations. And just like, I feel that's unfair, but I also feel that's for everyone on this planet. I feel that no matter what happens, we're always just judging the first 2 seconds we see that person. That person's tall. That person's thin. That person's fat. I mean, I realize I do that too with people all the time. And I guess that makes me a hypocrite. But that makes all humans hypocrites, because all humans have stories. All humans have passion. And the only thing we see is what's on the outside of their body. And also, why can't people see my passion outside of my body? But that's just clothes. But I can't just write, I am a comedian with a podcast, or I'm a comic with a podcast. I don't want to offend anybody. If no one knows, comic and comedian are two different things. A comedian is a person who does comedy, but hasn't gotten paid or done their time. A comedian has either gotten paid or has done their time, that 10 to 12 years, which is equals to 10,000 hours, 10,000 hours basically is the amount of time it takes for you to hone in your skill, to become perfect, basically, at your skill, making you an outlier compared to everybody else. But anyways, so no one can wear those kind of clothes because that's just weird, and no one's gonna ask you about it anyways, because they're like, oh, that guy's a douchebag because he's basically telling how amazing he is because of our other insecurities. I know it's a self, no, it's anybody. What are insecurities? Like, what are they? What drives them? Why do we have those? And how do we move past those? That's something, I also, as I'm talking like this, I want to I'm a happy person. If you talk to me, you realize I'm happy. But I just look pissed off all the time because I'm usually thinking. I'm always thinking. I don't know where people don't think where jokes come from. They don't fall out of the sky. You sit there and you think about it for a while and you're constantly writing. So yeah, I'm always thinking. I'm not going to be smiling, thinking. No, I'm trying to figure something out. If you say hi to me, I'm going to instantly smile and go, yo, what's up? But I mean, that's just being judgmental, and we're all judgmental. No one is on a pedestal of like, I'm not judgmental. No, we all are. If we stopped at a 5 minutes of our day and just said hello to someone we never would have said hello to, we have no idea what could have happened. And I can sit here and talk all day about how I'm going to do it. But for all I know is tomorrow, I ain't going to talk to nobody because I don't care about anybody else. I care about myself, and I want people to talk to me so I can talk to them. That's why I have a podcast. So I can talk for 30 extra minutes out of the day. And then people can watch it, and then I can feel self-gratitude or self-gratified or whatever. God, I really hope this doesn't turn into 30 minutes of me complaining. I don't want people to listen to this and go, this dude just complains all the time. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is inspire. I don't know. I want people to vibe with me. I want people to understand what I'm going through, and maybe it'll help them. You know? I also want to be a part of that big world of podcasts. People who inspired me, then I can inspire other people like a domino effect. But right now, I can't do that because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 21. I don't know what's going on. I just know what I know, and I'm trying to put that into the internet somehow. Man, I'm going to tell you, 10 years from now, this podcast is either going to be dead and I have another podcast, or this podcast is going to be amazing. I have no clue. And I'm really excited to see where this goes, to be completely honest. I feel, wow, feels good to kind of let all that out. Yeah, I'm a crazy person. Wow, okay. Like I keep saying in all these podcasts, I want this to be more positive. And I wish I had some quotes or something to make someone positive. I don't know. I got nothing. I feel bad about that. I don't have anything motivating to say. But what I can tell you is one moment, just one moment of you, of what your brain tells you. And what it's telling you is do this. And for a moment, you do what your brain tells you, anything can happen. I was driving. I went to go to a class right now. And I was like, I gotta do a podcast. I was like, I'll do a podcast after the open mic tonight. Then I realized I got 20 minutes to kill. Why not do a podcast right now? And I'm sitting here and I'm doing it. You know how crazy that is? 1 second today, I've done nothing with my life, and all of a sudden, I switch it around, and now I'm doing something with my life. That's how easy and simple it is. How crazy is that? 1 second, I'm a lazy bum. The next something, I'm doing something that probably no one else is doing. I'm in a parking lot right now. I don't see anybody filming a podcast or basically talking to themselves. Golly, I am crazy. I am insane. These great vibes, I feel like something's going to happen tonight. Something amazing. I want to put this positive hustle, motivation into the universe, and I feel like I'm doing that right now. And I hope that I keep saying I hope a lot, and I like, but I do. I hope someone listens to this and feels energized and goes, do something with their life. It doesn't matter what, just go do something. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Wow, this is crazy. I don't know who's not listening to this. I'm not going like, this is crazy. Wow, what? Boom. My brain is just like on 4 different cylinders right now, and my brain's just screaming at me. I have to have more fun with this podcast. I gotta do something more fun and interesting. I can't just keep talking. I gotta do something fun with this. I don't know what it is yet, but I feel if I put this out there, my brain's like, we gotta go find something to do anyways now. Like, I do not want this podcast to turn into WTF with Mark Maron. Because that guy just complains for 30 minutes, and then has his interview, and it just sounds like he's complaining more. I do not want to do that. But if I do not have the opportunity to technically, in quotes, complain, or talk about things that bug me or agitate me or things I want to change about myself, then I won't change them. So instead of sitting here and thinking about me complaining, me, any listener here, just me, basically me, it's not me complaining. It's me planning ahead to change by putting something out saying I'm going to change. That's what this podcast is. It's just I am going to change. I just retell that I'm going to change podcast. But that doesn't sound like I'm ever gonna change because people say I'm gonna change, never do change. Wow, this is crazy. Just an endless circle. What? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. What? You know what I need? I need more guests. That's what I need. I need more guests on this podcast, man. And that's on me. That's on me. I got swamped with work and school and trying to do stand-up. That's on me. And I apologize for any listeners going, where's the guest? I'm sorry. I haven't put in my best foot forward trying to find more guests. I've been busy. That's not me complaining. Hey, my alarm just went off, which means I gotta head to class right now. I'm not too sure where it stopped, but all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna try to get new guests. I'm gonna try to be more positive. I'm gonna try to have much more fun with this podcast, and eventually this thing's gonna be so entertaining, it's gonna blow your brains out. Alright? It's gonna blow your brains out. You know what? Today is Wednesday night, and you have a good night, man. You have a great night. Go follow your dreams. Go find your passion. Or you know what? If you're tired, dude, take a nap, you know? But hey, go do something. Do anything you want. Today is yours. The planet is yours. Go forth. I salute you.